Welcome to number 64, Chinuch at Home. Thank you, Yeshiva Darchei Aliyah and Chazak and TorahAnytime.com. Question, how do you help children gain more self-awareness, awareness of self? There's two words there, self and awareness, and they're not the same thing. There are three parts to us. You can argue there's more. There's my neshama, that's one. There's my guf, that's two. There's my thinking, my mind. The word seichel, das, even the word leiv really refers to the mind. And then you've got your awareness that you're thinking. So that's really your neshama. So that's why it's kind of 3/4 items. So now, how do you help someone, especially a child, because that's what we're focusing on now, how do you help a child focus on how my thoughts are taking me for a ride? And how I'm thinking, I'm being bullied, or I hate this person, or you're better than me, I'm going to prove myself. I hate my sister or my brother, or my parents don't understand me. And I start building up a whole opinion of proofs for why I think my thinking is correct. And before you know it, my thinking is taking me for a ride. So I'm going to share with you a very simple mashal that will just create the vocabulary so that children have a better way to get a grip on this idea of being aware of myself, being aware of my thoughts, where my thinking is taking me. So this mashal is actually offered by Rav Nachman of Breslev in Likutei Moharan, Tinyana, that's the second chelik, in Torah number 50. Very short Torah over there, about a horse and a rider. Here you have a horse and a rider, and you're wondering who's taking who for a ride. Well, as an outsider, looking at the horse and the rider, you can't necessarily know. You can assume, but you don't really know. It could be that the rider is not in control, and the horse is taking it where it wants to go, and the rider is going along for the ride. But what does it mean, the horse and the rider? So it says Rav Nachman of Breslev, your horse is like your thoughts. And they can really, really run away. I start resenting someone for just the way they looked or their tone of voice or something they said on the phone or didn't say on the phone. And I build a whole story to prove that my resentment is justified, my anger is justified, my hatred is justified, my desire to have nothing to do with this person anymore is justified. And these thoughts are pulling me away from Avas Yisrael, Avas Hashem, Simcha, Simchas HaChaim. These thoughts are taking me away from joy. These thoughts are actually occupying, and what I don't notice is the horse, the thoughts, is going for a ride, and I'm going along. But who's in control here? So says Rav Nachman of Breslev, and anyone here who's done horse riding will know that how much effort does it take to move the horse in a different direction? Do you have to go, or do you just slight turn of the reins because you're that close to going in a different direction? And what's called that close? Your next thought. You're always able to change to another thought, always. So when you see your child getting carried away with a particular, when it's the right moment, may not be during the tantrum or during the high emotions, ask, who's the horse and who's the rider? So that you've already had this metaphor together, and now you can use the language of who's controlling who. Are you aware of where your thoughts are taking you? Is that where you want to go? And the best way to know where our thoughts are taking us is HaKadosh Baruch Hu's invention of emotions. Our emotions are easier for us to identify than our thoughts, because our emotions are our thoughts. Our emotions are 100% what we're thinking. And because that's a simple axiom, try experiencing something without thinking it. Try feeling something without thinking it. It's impossible. So help a child have a vocabulary whereby they start to recognize, oh, it's my thinking about this person that's taking me for a ride. And if that's not going in the right direction, hatred, jealousy, anger, resentment, then pull the reins and go in another direction. Where are the reins? The next thought. Hatzlacha Rava.